Yes, sir. And then we'll go again. And then I saw it.
Take your crystal ball out and look at it. And tell us, give us a rough estimate. How much longer we're going to be in this situation, this depression, recession?
Depends on how aggressive we can become. You know, I was encouraged yesterday. This wasn't an economic issue, but when the Senate Republicans stood on their hind feet for one of the first times and said, no, you're not going to blackmail us with a defense bill in order to get a social policy change that you've been looking for. And they stood up courageously, even John McCain, and they turned it back. The Democrats couldn't get their 60 votes. Now that's going to be the same thing, and that's why I tell citizens that if you give me the privilege, and some say that's a dubious word for what you're going to get into, but I see it as privilege. I didn't have the privilege of serving in the military. Not that I rejected it. I went through the line and followed the orange, or the orange and the green and the blue. You remember those? And did what was appropriate at the time when they told me what to do, what was appropriate at the time. But I didn't have that privilege of serving. But I'm fighting now for this country, and I want to go there. But I need to know, and you need to know, that we're going to have to fight this together. That when Michelle Bachman, who was here doing a fundraiser for me yesterday, she's a wonderful, feisty woman who encounters one of my closest friends, and her husband as well, with my wife and 4 of us. Mike Pence was in for me on Monday doing a fundraiser for me. Count him as a strong friend. Eric Cantor, Jeb Hensling, go down the strong conservatives who are going to battle hard and who are going to take tough votes. And they've come in and they've said, Walberg, we want you back because we know that you're willing to take tough votes. That's why you were targeted #1 in the nation last time, and more funds expended to defeat you than any other candidate in the nation. We know you'll take the tough votes, but I'm telling you, I'm willing to take those again. And have film crews filming me and trying to spin things, trying to portray me as against seniors and against little kids and against Head Start and against this, that, and the other thing. It's totally untrue. But we need citizens to stand up and say, we'll stick with you. So I talked to a news reporter today who was interviewing me. I said, you know, all of this stuff that's going on, they're throwing it against the wall hoping something sticks. But the people are, including that 65 years and older, are hearing it about Social Security. I'm leading by 9%. That's solid. They're saying, that may or may not be true. But right now there's more important things to me. And that's this country, it's freedom. And if we have citizens and citizen legislators standing together against the media, against the Democrat liberal establishment, we can win it. But it will be a battle. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But you can go to your family, you can talk to people. Some of you went through depression. My folks went through depression as adults, lost everything. And had to start all over again. They did it. We're Americans. We can do it. And if we're at a point right now where we're not at that, we haven't lost everything like that, we can achieve it. Yes.
I would like to mention, you were talking about the bill yesterday with the military. Why is it that they always put something that's good? I mean, they take a bill that's a good thing, like funding raises for the military, and then they add all this other junk. Everybody gets their junk in on it, and by the time it's presented, it's not fit for anybody to see. And I think the American people are so sick of the corrupt senators, House of Representatives, the whole bunch of them. I mean, everybody's out for what benefits them, you know, not their constituents. Where in the world does that stop, and how do you change it? Because if you put all Republicans in, Tim, you're not going to get that either. I mean, it's just what government.
Well, I think it comes back, and I'll be very honest with you. The beauty of having lost an Oscar makes me braver. My wife says, but don't get stupid. But it's not only Congress's fault. None of those that are serving right now got there without being elected. The citizens elected. I gotta say, as Congress got stupid, the citizens were stupid in sending them. But the encouraging thing is that we as citizens have awakened this time like I've never seen in the years that I've been in office, in the campaigns I've run. I've heard more people that are saying, Tim, we'll hold your feet to the fire too. We like your record, we trust you, but we're not going to walk away without keeping you honest. I add to that, my wife will help you out. That's the only way we do it. But I tell you what, Republicans in their worst period don't hold a candle to this horde that's there right now.
Amen.
But having said that, this can be recorded. Republicans have to learn from this. And I was there. I was in Washington last week and met a number of the Republican candidates, new Republican candidates. I was amazed. Benachek up in northern Michigan running Stupak's old seat. This guy he is salt of the earth, common. He's a general surgeon, but he could care less if he stays there long, if they pay him, or if they call him congressman. He just wants to go up there and do the right thing for his grandkids. And he said, I'm just so tired. And finally I decided, I don't need to go fly fishing in my retirement. I don't need to play golf. I want to be able to do something for my grandkids so I can look at them when I'm laying on my deathbed and say I tried at least. And I met a bunch of them from all over the United States. We were there for the Young Guns program. If you see my wife, tell her how proud that she has a young gun for a husband. Anytime you put young next to me, I'm happy. But these are young guns. Their eyes are narrow, the men and women I saw. And they are committed to restoring the greatness of this country. And that's not its government. That's its people, the system that they've chosen to lead them. So.